hot. Alright everyone, welcome back to my channel. One of my most popular videos so far is my video about my worst first date, which was my second video that I ever posted. So anyway, with that in mind, I thought I would tell you another terrible date story. There's quite a few, but this one I think's quite embarrassing. Now, this one is embarrassing on my part as well as the other person involved. So I am a little ashamed of this one, but I thought it would give you a laugh, so I may as well tell the story. So this one begins in summertime, probably around September, so coming towards the end of summer. So I have been chatting to this chap that I met on Grindr, I believe, and it's been a pretty civilized conversation, nothing sexual or anything like that. And he's reasonably nice looking. I wouldn't say my normal type. He's sort of very fair and blonde, and I don't tend to go for fair guys. So basically, it was never going to be a planned out date, but one day I was walking myself into town at the weekend when I got a text message from him, and he said, "What are you up to?" I said, "I'm on my way to town. Do you fancy meeting for coffee?" I think it was me that said that. He said, "Yeah, sure." And I was like, "Oh, brilliant, okay." So I sat myself down at the cafe right there and then, and I just got myself a drink. I sat down outside and I waited for him. So it was quite spontaneous. Anyway, about 10 minutes after we'd said we were going to meet, so he was a little late, someone shows up. This chap walks towards, he's coming down the street towards me, and all I'm thinking is, that had better not be him. This guy looked nothing like his pictures, and I mean nothing like them. I don't mean that he had he'd face tuned his pictures or you know, airbrushed them a little bit. I mean his pictures were either not him at all, or they were him but 15 years ago. This chap, who could or could not be the guy from Grindr, we'll call him Blonde Guy. Blonde Guy sits himself down at a table 2 tables away from me, and I'm just thinking, that's bloody him. I know that's bloody him. I can just tell it's him, and it's so awkward. So we sit there, and I just sit there, and I'm just like sipping my coffee, like, and I'm just thinking, what the hell am I supposed to do? This is so awkward. He texts me, and my phone buzzes, and it says, "Hey, I'm here. Where are you?" And so I thought, I've got no choice. I'm gonna have to say. So I just kind of looked over and just went, "Hi." He goes, "Oh, hi," and then comes and sits with me. We're both sat there, and not only does he not look anything like his pictures, he kind of smells a bit of like just stale alcohol and cigarettes, just clearly hasn't had a shower. I'm completely turned off. There's like no chance I'm gonna be attracted. And I just feel incredibly annoyed, because I'm like, you are not the chap I've been talking to for the last few days. Like, this is bullshit. This is practically catfishing. Anyway, we just sat there really silently, and please don't get me wrong, I'm a very nice person, but I'm kind of a no bullshit person. I won't be mean, but I don't like time wasters. I'd rather just say, "I'm not interested, bye." But anyway, in this case, we sat there in total silence for like 10 minutes, no, it must have been less than that. It probably just seemed like 10 minutes. It was like 5 minutes. And after 5 minutes, it was just awkward, like silence, and the occasional like, "So." I kind of just stood up. I was already wearing my jacket and stuff. And I just said, I'm just gonna go. This is really awkward. You don't look anything like you represented yourself. And I just walked off. As I walked off, I could see in the corner of my eye that he also got up and walked off in the other direction. Anyway, no more was said about it. I went into work the next day and told my work friends about it. They laughed their heads off. It just became this running joke that I met this guy who didn't look like his pictures, and basically I was quite rude to him. And I didn't mean to be rude, but sometimes you kind of have to. I feel like someone using fake pictures needs a little bit of rudeness. Anyway, this is where it gets ridiculous just ridiculous. Like, it would only happen to me. I'm sure it's happened to others. Let me know if it has happened to you, because that would be brilliant. So later on that year, this is New Year's Eve 2014 turning into 2015. I'm out at a club in town with some friends. We're having a really good night, and there's this chap there who I keep making eye contact with. We keep making eye contact while we're drinking and dancing. We have a bit of a dance. We chat some. I'm not particularly drunk, and we chat outside. He was just a really nice guy. He was cute, he was funny, he was, yeah, I was all praise about him. Anyway, he invited me back to his, obviously New Year's Eve, like midnight, we had a kiss, all that, and he invited me to come home with him. Now, I'm not someone who does a lot of one-night stands from nightclubs. I don't meet guys in nightclubs in general. I wish I did. Anyway, I agreed, and we went home together, and stuff happened. You know, one night stand happened. It was all fun and games. He was, like I said, he was a very nice guy. He was telling me how he was moving to Manchester in February anyway, so we pretty much knew it was just going to be a one night stand. After we had done stuff, I got dressed, and I was asking him how I get out of the building that he lives in, and he told me how to get out. He said, go down the hallway, there's the door to the flat, go out, and then it's just down, out car park, blah, blah, blah. So I was like, okay. So I left him in bed, and I went out into the hallway, and I started putting on my shoes. Now, I'm just stood there doing up my shoelaces when I feel someone approach me. I look up, and it's blonde guy. The blonde guy has just stood there in his underwear, just staring at me. He looks absolutely furious. And as it turns out, blonde guy is one night stand's roommate. They live together. And I just went, oh, hey. It was all I could think to say, and he just kind of grunted and went into his room, and I was like, oh God. Anyway, I left, and I was walking home, and anyway, I fell asleep, and the next morning, the one night stand guy texted me to say he'd had fun, and it was really nice meeting me, and he'd like to get a coffee with me or something before he moves to Manchester. And I was like, yeah, that sounds really fun. And he said, oh, by the way, my housemate hates you. All I could reply was, he probably should. I was very rude to him. And yeah, that was that. So that was an incredibly awkward little event. So yeah, I thought that would entertain you. If it made you laugh, or if you cringed at this, then click the like button and share, because I make videos every week. Thanks very much for watching, and if you've had any awful one night stand stories, please comment below and let us know, because it'd be interesting, because I think we all have them and no one likes to talk about them a lot of the time. Anyway, goodbye for now.